Let me be very clear when I say this. They do politics for power. We do politics for representation.
I want to know how it is you voted for Donald Trump when you're so into facts, because his entire campaign is not based in facts. It was all based in propaganda and emotion.
I voted for Donald Trump for one reason only. His policies, if implemented, would slow the dispossession of whites in the United States.
You all are arguing and nitpicking about qualifications, and if qualifications were on the table, Trump would have never been president-elect at 45, nor now at 47. There's a different game that's being played, and y'all keep missing the point. At the helm of YT America is positioning in power and self-preservation. And let me speak to the global majority as a Black American who has lived in Europe, in Asia, in Africa, in the Middle East. All of us are getting wiped out off the chessboard. I am seeing my folks get on here making fun of other subjugated groups as though we have some kind of economic or capital power, as though we have some political power to even change our very own conditions, and we don't. Whether you consider yourself FBA or ADOS, you do not have the numbers to keep up the power dynamics in order to defeat the oppressor. Immigrant community, to the front. Africans and Caribbeans, respectfully, no matter what it is that you consider yourself outside of the walls of the United States of America, you are Black. When you enter inside of the border, and they will treat you as such. Google Amadou Diallo in the 1990s and tell me if the police thought that he was African or Igbo or Yoruba or Jamaican. They didn't care. My Arab brothers and sisters, no matter which way you slice it, you are not white. And as you have seen with generation after generation of what it is that has been happening to your people at home and abroad, get a clue. No matter what wealth and power you hold outside of the walls of the United States, you do not hold it in the United States. And that goes for the Asian and Desi community as well. My Hispanic and Latinidad community to the front. You can I know Black, I Dominican until your eyeballs turn gray. But you too will never be deemed them. They will continue to colonialize your home. And no matter how much you abandon your language or your tradition, you will still never be them and never be seen as such. The reason why people have coined the phrase global majority is because there are more of us subjugated and oppressed folks than there are of them. And they know this. And as opposed to us coming together as a global community, understanding that we are all in the same fight because we are all fighting for the same thing, we are nitpicking at language, race and ethnicity, seasoning of food, who created hip-hop, although none of us financially benefit from it. In this quest for power, we have failed.
Yo, so we back in here for another edition of F-ya-Motha, and she was talking about we vote because of emotion, they vote for power. And while that may be true, this whole video was laden with emotion. Let me just tackle one thing, or let me tackle these one by one. One, she said all to say that, and then she even prefaced it with a video of Jared Taylor saying that he was voting for Donald Trump, even though he votes for candidates based off of facts. Donald Trump is not based off facts. That's debatable, but he was actually saying that he voted for Donald Trump for one reason, right? So whites wouldn't dispossess the country. Meaning we were supposed to vote for Kamala Harris as a token wannabe cosplaying Black person that pandered greens and bullshit to us and claimed that she listened to Tupac while smoking weed while incarcerating a lot of motherfuckers in California for possession of marijuana. No thank you, ma'am. The bitch sound drunk, and her boss, he sound like he got dementia, and at the tune of $210 billion they done funneled over to Ukraine and money laundered, and his Joe Biden's crackhead son, and got charges dropped from him while earning a salary as some Ukrainian company making $5 million a month. No thank you, biatch. All the other stuff, I agree with her. We need to come together as brown melanated people around the world. However, they're not doing that, so I'm not trying. I only got 70 years of life. I ain't taking the rest of my lifetime, which is approximately 35 fucking years, to beat a dead horse. That ship is sunken sailed. Brown people don't want to identify as being the same thing with different cultures and different languages. Fuck them. As it pertains to hip-hop, we gonna claim that shit because we ain't looking up in another 50 years in the face of hip-hop as a white motherfucker like rock and roll was with Elvis. So sit your ass down, get to the back of the bus, and get in fucking line. If you FBA, fall in line. If you're not, fall in line with whatever, get on code with whatever it is in whatever culture you're from. That's where we're at. It's 2025. Italian motherfuckers, they understand that they might be looked at as white, like Greek or Irish people. They're not the same shit. they don't force it. Jewish white people look at themselves as a different ethnic group from Germanic white people. That's the same thing with brown people. Now I know it's more in numbers, and we should get along, and we should come together. However, when you got motherfuckers like Sammy Sosa dyeing his skin pink and saying he no black, that's where I'm at with it. There ain't nothing but love. I'm just not gonna force it. What they say, if you try to force it, it ain't nothing but a shit. And I ain't got the fucking time. In any event, if you like this video, you know what to do, and I'm out.